I mean, even though this is episode 894 and it's not airing until March, we're recording on Louise's birthday.
That's right. It's my birthday.
Last week we were preparing for your 40th, and today we're celebrating your 39th. So figure that out.
That's true.
How is the
at this age,
girl?
you have to plan ahead.
Yeah.
When you're
right. Yes.
middle-aged.
That's right. That's
yes.
right.
Yes. The
Let's
birthday
hear
girl.
it.
The birthday girl is doing well. I decided I want to wake up and start this year on a really good, in a really fun way. So I woke up and I had a dance party. And I mean,
fun.
like a real dance party by myself in my apartment.
Did you have a playlist or what?
Well, I told Spotify to play I said, play a happy birthday playlist.
Oh.
And you know what song came on first? Which I didn't think I loved it, but damn if that doesn't get me moving, is Celebration.
Oh, you didn't think you loved Cool in the Gang?
I thought I had it, in my mind, I had it in the same category as Shout, which I don't like. That's the group that I'm not a fan of Shout.
Cool
Because it's
in the
like,
Gang's
everybody's telling me to do stuff. I don't like it, which is very different than the Cha-Cha Slide. I love that. So I don't know. It sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I absolutely love Celebration.
Celebrate, baby. Yeah.
It's such a good song.
It's a great song. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. Woo!
Yes,
I mean,
sister.
yeah, and this is embarrassing, but I have to admit it. As I was dancing, I was like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. I got to drink some water. So I drank water really, really fast, and then I kept dancing, and then I threw up.
No.
I was like, oh no. And I was holding the water cup that I just chugged, and I was like bouncing up and down. I was like, oh, this is too much, too fast.
Wow.
I threw up right into the cup I was holding.
Sarah, if this is not evidence of an aging woman.
I know. I was like, this is humbling me. This is humbling me. Oh, God. I had a nice laugh about that, but it was so fun. And then, Stevie Wonder birthday song, of course.
Classic.
The
Rice Family classic.
Yeah. The Beatles birthday song.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What about Lizzo?
What? Does she have a birthday song?
Yeah, it's like birthday girl. Like, it's your birthday, girl.
Well, I feel like I would love it.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I mean,
I can't remember how it goes, but I was like looking for a birthday song, and I saw that one. I'm like, I don't know that one yet.
I don't know that one yet either, but I love
not
the
a
introduction
classic.
of a new birthday song.
I know. That's
how
maybe what
we
my
love
one-hit
this.
wonder should be, because we need more of that.
I told you graduation song.
Yeah, we need some sort of holiday.
Like holiday. Yeah.
True. There's that, too. There's a lot of options. But I'm glad you had a little fun, introduction to your 39th.
I did. And then I ordered food for my favorite breakfast
Let me guess
place.
what you got.
Okay.
I know that Sarah loves like an egg dish, usually like a... Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing. I was literally licking my lips because I'm like salivating thinking about what I had again.
Like either a breakfast burrito, but it's another one. There's another one that she gets.
You're so good.
It's like something else that's similar, that's like Mexican or something.
Yes, I took you to this place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it a skillet?
It's the breakfast tacos, and you got the crepe there.
That's it.
It's this one place called One Fold. This place called One Fold, and they make these. And you're probably thinking, Sarah, how good could breakfast tacos be?
No, they're great.
No, they make duck fat hash browns that are crispy.
Yes, I remember how good they were.
And let me tell you, I was thinking, there's no way that these are going to be as good via delivery.
Okay.
They were just as good, and I ordered extra duck with it as the protein.
Extra duck. I love it.
Oh, my God. It was so delicious. And then I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater on my PlayStation.
Best life.
Does, and then I made myself a like adult beverage, hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps.
That's so nice.
I mean, that's the best.
That is amazing.
Day. Mine's throwing up, but
But that's a good story, content.
Right. All that
I
stuff.
told Louise that we did not have to record, of course, on her B-Day, because no fucking way I'm ever doing that. But
that was so nice of you.
She was like, that's fine. Like you kind of acted like, what do you mean?
I know. I was like, it's a working day. I gotta work. I gotta
you
do the things, you know? It's gotta, because you know what? I'm taking Friday off and I'm going up to the mountains. Mm-hmm. And the girlfriend and I are having a little ski weekend.
Oh, so great. Okay.
That'll be
it's just a delay on
that. Yeah. So I feel like I can't be like taking every day this week off. What do I think I am?
I can't believe you're only 39 though, Leo. Fuck. Yeah. That's guilty. Guilty as charged. It's so nice that you're not in your 40s though.
Oh, well, according to my uterus or lack thereof, I'm like 65. So
it's like worst of both
holding
worlds.
on. Right. I'm holding on, you know. It's fine. I feel great. I feel like myself more than ever. I feel like the age where I can say, I'm going to have a dance party in my living room and I'm going to fully commit to every single dance move, even if it's ridiculous and looks silly. If there was a video camera, I mean, I don't want anybody to see that footage, but I was having so much fun and I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do that last year, the year before, any years prior. I mean, maybe when I was 5.
Part of it, though, is because it's almost worse when you're with someone because then you're relying on them to provide the party stuff. Like, you can't throw yourself your own dance party if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
You have to hope they do it.
Right.
And they never fucking do. You know what I mean? Like, it's never what you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, you have it right where you ordered the breakfast you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
The drink you wanted. The songs you wanted.
It was great. Played the video games. I said, we're doing everything. And there was a part of me that said, you have breakfast food here. You can eat. Don't be wasteful, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no. That is not what you would do if your friend came over on their birthday. If you were celebrating your friend's birthday, you wouldn't be like,
splash out.
Oh, let's not do that. Let's just eat the eggs you got at home. No. Are those cooked in duck fat? I don't think so.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you did it up. That was no like simple diner food.
Right. No, I'm doing it right.
Proper luxury breakfast.
Oh, good. So, yeah. Good morning. Hit that Rasta horn again.
Yeah, baby.
Woo!
Woo!
That's right.
Birthday
So,
girl.
yes. But
maybe
I have other news. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. No.
Maybe you'll even treat yourself to a little bit of honey love for your birthday.
Oh, well.
Everybody needs a little honey love. You know what I mean?
I do. And I feel like this is the season when they start coming out with some of the good colors that I really like.
That's true. And Sarah and I are hosting, or not hosting, we're officiating a wedding in the spring.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
Whenever you start thinking about, like, what the heck am I going to wear for this? There's going to be a lot of pictures. Footage.
Yep.
And that's when you start thinking, maybe I need a little something.
What am I going to wear underneath? Because what you wear is not just what you wear on the outside that everybody sees. It's what you wear underneath, too.
Yeah, and you want to be confident. You want to feel good on that dance floor. You know, I want to be limber.
Yeah, I want to be tucked in.
I want to be tucked in. Keep things where they belong.
Keep things tight.
And Honey Love has the best shapewear going. Their leggings are to die for. Their bra is amazing. They even have a cocktail dress that you could get if you wanted to just wear the dress that will handle it all for you. This is high quality stuff, super comfortable, and super flattering. And they have a deal. Treat yourself to the most comfortable shapewear on earth. Save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/braincandy. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off, honeylove.com/braincandy. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Treat yourself to Honey Love because you deserve it.
Yes. Love it. Okay, yes, but I do have some stories to share with you. First, I have to confess this. You know what I've been addicted to lately?
Oh, I can't wait.
A TV show.
Oh.
The new season just came out.
Oh, no. Is it like Love is Blind?
Yes! You guessed the exact one! Am I that obvious?
No, but like I feel like a lot of people are addicted.
Dude, I don't even like the season that much, and I still am addicted.
What is the big deal?
They
Tell me.
get me every time. Okay, here a spoiler alert, but no, not really. It's not because they haven't. Okay.
The premise, just so I remember what the hell this is.
Love is Blind. They go to a town. This time they're in Minneapolis.
Oh,
and they get, I want to say probably like 20 males, 20 females, something like that.
Good grief.
It might even be more in the beginning. I don't know, but it seems like a lot.
Okay.
And there's a lot that we don't see. And so then like a lot of people so then they're all put in these pods. Men and women are divided. They're all put in these pods and they go on what are essentially like actually blind dates where they are in this pod and between the two of them is a screen, so they can't see a silhouette. They can't see they can't see nothing. You can hear the person, and you're supposed to not ask questions that are anything like. So, how many days a week do you go to the gym? What's your deadlift?
You can't
PR?
say like. Yeah. And you can't say like, what color hair do you have? What race are you? Something.
Yeah,
like
they
this.
wouldn't. That wouldn't. That's they're and. They refer to it the whole time as an experiment.
Right. They love
to do that because then it
legitimizes
feel like, yes, they're like, oh, we're here for science.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they even try to do that with the real world. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Y'all, this is
a social experiment.
It's an experiment. It fails, just so you know, all the requirements of an experiment.
The kind that gets a scholar invalidated.
Are you familiar with the scientific method? I don't think so.
Right.
So they go on these blind dates, and then they're making like little notes about each other, and then they get to ask for follow-up dates. They get to request like more dates. Sometimes it feels like they maybe check a list of like who they'd like to go on a date with again, because even towards the end, it seems like when they start the date, they never know who it's going to be. They're like, oh, I was hoping it was your voice. So it doesn't feel like they're.
Do you think
like,
both people have to request each other? It has to be like.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they narrow it down. And then if they really like each other.
Yeah.
Love each other. Because and there are only 10 days in the pod.
Shit.
But it's hours, in those isolated environments where they take away.
I could fall in love in fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah, me too. Like, no problem. Yeah. So then, if they really like each other, they can propose. And it's always been the males who propose. I haven't seen a female propose yet. Woman propose yet.
Oh my God. I would
So the
die.
men get on one knee. And
and they still haven't seen each other?
They haven't seen each other. Then they have a chance to meet. Right after the proposal. And they lift up, they're like two different ends of a hallway. They lift up like the screens, the partitions. And they're all
some
like
of them
dressed
look like
up.
dog shit?
None of them ever look like dog shit. I think sometimes there is a height difference that's up, or like a niche thing. Like sometimes it's like one season was an Indian guy who who only dated white girls, and it was an Indian woman, and that was a disaster. And then there was another guy, another season, who was a firefighter. And this guy was such a bro and And the screen went up. This girl was absolutely beautiful, but she was wearing a bunch of makeup. And he was so put off by all the makeup.
You're kidding me.
Another nightmare
He
situation.
wanted a natural kind of gal.
Yeah.
That's a question you could ask. Like, are you glamorous? Like, you could ask that in a way that wouldn't break the rules.
Right.
Like, are you
Are you somebody who
tomboy?
gets dressed up all the time? Like, do you like a more casual? Yeah.
Are you into fashion? Fucking whatever.
And he did. And also, this is their first meeting. Like, it feels like there's a makeup artist who's like doing this for. It doesn't feel like they're in ball gowns. What are you supposed to be in? A ball gown and a fucking
baseball cap.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Idiot.
A ponytail? Get out of here.
What do you mean by height difference?
Like, I think some of the women will say, like, well, if he opens the screen and he's like, 5'6", then like, and sometimes they're shorter.
Right. And what can you see, like, when faces drop in disappointment?
You can see body language. The woman where the guy was shorter, she give him a handshake. I know. I died. I was like, well, that tells me everything I need to know.
Were they already engaged?
Yep. Nothing
That's
like
insane.
a firm handshake to your boo. I couldn't.
Sarah, you lie.
I swear, Susie, I couldn't make this up if I tried. I
I
couldn't.
can see why you like it.
I'm obsessed. And
I
then
have to watch.
you do. And then there are other moments that like tug at my heart, like where they're, the families then have to meet, the families that have to
That
be
would
on
be the
board.
death knell for me.
Oh my gosh, so many
Every
of the families
man
are
would
like
run for the hills.
Then they're going to walk down the aisle, and
my God.
and
This is bonkers.
when they get to the end of the aisle, say their vows and everything, and then they'll say like, "Do you take this person?"
No.
And there they have to say either yes
so
or
sick.
no. So you don't know until.
So what usually happens?
I've seen a lot of them where they say no, where they say
women
like,
or
"I'm
the
just
men?
both, either or."
Shut up.
They'll always make the one that they're confident about go first, like who's going to say yes. And sometimes it's both no, sometimes it's both yes. Sometimes
Can
they
you
break up
usually
before they even walk down the aisle.
Is it usually you can predict it, or do they try to make it so you really aren't sure?
They try to make it, it could go either way. Some of them you're like, this is love. And you're like, please God, say yes.
no.
Please say yes. Please say yes. And it's so exciting when they do. You cry and it's amazing. But then there are other ones where you're like, oh my God, if you say yes, you're going to be divorced so fast. And guess what? They are. Because some of them are just disasters.
How do you know?
The fights that they get in, a lot of times, the things that there was a couple that argued about using a condom. Like the guy was like, I that doesn't feel good to me, and and was really dismissive, and then also didn't like that this was from last season. So didn't like that the woman was in the military, and he disagreed with like didn't support the military, and she's like, this is who I am. And so they have just a fundamental like
I don't know
moral and value judgment difference.
Yeah,
she had a bad picker and she was too young, if you ask me.
Right. She could do better.
I love it. And the body language, there's so much to dissect and pick apart and explore. And I'm obsessed.
I'll tell you what I want to explore. And that's like my body after I start taking ritual vitamins. I mean,
because it's going to start feeling better.
Holy crap. Am I a superhero?
It'll feel like that when you actually have things like, protein.
And you have
omega
clean,
3s.
high quality key ingredients.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like a superhero just for doing it for this long consistently.
Amen. Right?
You know
Isn't
what I
that
mean?
amazing? We have been taking ritual vitamins for years. And it
9
always
years.
makes me feel so good when I go into my doctor's appointments and they go, are you still taking all these? And I go, yes, I
Sure
am.
am. Yeah. I'm no
Yes,
dummy.
I am. I take my vitamins every day. And they go, oh,
And
good.
one of my favorite things about them is they're third party tested. So there is a company outside of ritual that makes sure they're legit, the ingredients are legit, and it's what they say, and everything's traceable and all that. And they have everything you can imagine. They have one for like certain ages or stress relief, skin over a certain age, prenatal, whatever your particular needs are. So start a ritual that's backed by science without the BS. Ritual's offering 25% off your first month at ritual.com/braincandy. That's ritual.com/braincandy for 25% off. It's such a great product. I love them.
Yes.
All right. Yes, I got to watch it. You talked me into it.
And every season, I was very against some of the ways that the cast of Love is Blind was treated in the very beginning. But I will say that production company has done a lot to make changes.
Yeah.
And now they even go so far as to make the changes, like make sure that the audience knows.
Yeah.
Like before there were like, we weren't getting fed. Now there's food everywhere. There's so much food. It's like all over the place. Or, having lunch dates.
Was that so hard?
Right. It wasn't so hard. It's absolutely fine. And I think they're paying him well. I think that show is unionizing. So I'm totally in support of a reality TV that's going to do that. And especially when you make good television.
Right. Everybody's happy.
And it doesn't feel like there's not fighting. Like it doesn't feel like.
The drama is it's baked into relationships.
It's in the relationships. And the people really want to get married, a lot of them. And they're older. Some of them are like in their 30s. And I love that the next season's going to be Denver.
No.
I'm so excited to watch it. Like, what if I know somebody?
You
I
should
won't.
have,
I'm too old for it.
We have friends that live near you that are single.
Yeah. They already cast. They already cast and filmed. Like it's already in the can.
That would have been great.
I know. It was a couple of years ago, but I had a couple of friends where I was like, I think you should go on, and they didn't want to go because when your friend has already been on reality TV, apparently it puts a bad taste in your mouth. So
we need to zip it.
I know, I guess, but yeah, check that out. I did not mean to talk about.
No, I'm sorry.
Love
I had
is
a lot
Blind
of
for this long,
questions.
but it's so good and worth talking about. And
Okay.
so great. Okay, what else is worth talking about?
Can't
what do I
believe
want
it's
to
your
start
birthday.
with? Oh my gosh,
Louise.
Yeah,
We've known each other a long time.
we sure have.
When I'm putting together that birthday story on Insta, I'm like, shit,
Oh my God. That was
go
so
way back.
cute. Thank you so much. And your sweet card. And oh my gosh, the brain candy bingo card.
That was made by Sarah's iPad.
Dude.
Sarah's iPad. She's a brainiac and
Yes.
a patron.
Sarah's the
And
best. She's
call her
also
that,
a
but that's not her
snowboarder named
actual
Sarah who has the exact same snowboard outfit that I do, like from the same brand, same company, same color. And so we look identical and have the same name and are, so we're basically the same.
And like her screen name on Zoom is Sarah's iPad, and that's why we call her that. But
Yes.
she made us these amazing brain candy
so
bingo
good.
cards, which you can't see because this is audio, but they are hilarious. Rasta Horn is on there.
Yeah,
so we could definitely.
Yep, definitely.
Susie's had it with.
Right. ...
is one.
You haven't had it with
Menopause
anything.
is mentioned.
I definitely mentioned that already on this episode. This episode has already checked off a whole bunch of
We
them.
got to do this.
Right.
Okay, next episode maybe we'll get out the bingo dabbers, whatever.
And that's good if you are looking for a fun community and you're like, hey, I love this show. And I feel like when I listen to this show, it's like chit chatting with friends. Well, guess what? You can chit chat with all of us because we all are friends and be part of the Brain Candy Club, which is so much fun. You can go to thebraincandypodcast.com and there's a link
friends.
there. They are our real friends. Hello. I got birthday presents from these people. I hang out with these people in real life. We go snowboarding together. This is the crew. So we have so much fun and we meet every month and it is just the best. And
we are lucky ladies.
We are so lucky. And it's a really great community. I was just listening to this, it was some kind of like news report that was talking about how we have to like the importance of these little communities.
Yeah.
And how even information online is becoming like funded by companies. And so even getting your information, you have to go to the people and the sources and that you
trust
and that are like you. And so I hope that that's what this can be. There's like a community where we can like share information and news and keep each other updated about things like, you know, love is blind.
Well, that's what I like about it, though. It's high and low.
High and low,
that
right?
We're not just nerds. That we do
yes.
love like pop culture shenanigans, and
Yes.
that makes it really fun because it's playful, it's irreverent, but it's also like learning and
Yes.
deep stuff, and we cry sometimes.
Oh my God, all the time. But not on my birthday. Don't worry.
No.
Okay, but I do have some news for you.
Tell me.
Did you hear that they believe they have solved the mystery or confirmed the identity of Jack the Ripper?
Yes, but I don't know anything else.
Okay, so...
I mean,
What?
at long last.
Right. I mean, Jack the Ripper was a serial killer who terrorized London in 1888.
I mean, and he became, you know, sort of the prototype and like
Yes.
an icon of the serial killer community.
Yes.
Because of how baffling the mystery was. Everyone felt like he should have been caught. There was all these suspects, but nobody was ever determined to be the person. He was killing women, like ladies of the night.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And
In the
way he
Whitechapel
killed
district
them,
of London. Yep.
the way he killed them was seen as like particularly gruesome.
Yeah,
Who the
very
fuck
gruesome.
did it?
Okay, so there was an analysis of DNA that was on, I believe it was on a scarf. Some
Who saved it?
I have no idea, but they somehow collected DNA from historical artifacts
That's insane.
and used digital reconstructions and genealogical research
Oh,
to point to it was like a shawl that they had.
but like, what did they put? They didn't even have Ziploc. What was that in?
I have no idea. Maybe it was in like that. Maybe they had old case files.
Like a
maybe this
vault.
is like in the,
It must be.
because it said that they used it to re-examine old case files.
I
So
love
if
it.
they're re-examining it, they must have been something that they've had for forever, and we just haven't had the testing abilities to extract DNA. That
cannot wait.
But fucking A, if we're getting it from those ice tubes down like 100 miles into the snow in Antarctica, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
why can't we get some from this old shawl over there?
Right. It's right here on land.
Right here.
Right.
So they used mitochondrial DNA in the
Wow.
testing, and they found it to be a match of the Kosminski family. And so
I knew
when
it.
they look at that, there was a Polish barber
Fuck that guy.
who was 23 at the time of the murders, who was brought in for questioning, named Aaron Kaminsky.
Aaron.
Right? Said to be a 100% match to the DNA found on the attire piece. And he was a suspect, but never
And he was a
arrested.
barber. And there was an apron.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. He was
my
a barber.
God.
Yes. And that's what they say. They say that that back in the day, barbers, they had a different name. They were called like surgeon barbers or something barbers, or there was a fucking
They were
name.
called like murderer barbers.
Yeah, no, but it was like barbers were like the cosmetology world back then. They also did like small medical
Yes,
procedures.
surgeons, yes.
So they were like the
They
like
moonlighted.
the freaking Sweeney Todd shit.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh my God.
They were right on Sweeney Todd, historical
They
fiction.
were so close.
Yeah.
Like they knew, but they didn't know.
Could you imagine?
Fuck that guy.
I know.
What is his problem?
Well, murder.
Well, I guess he was a sociopath.
Right. And clearly he placed himself around the, like, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
This is what you do, like the
Yeah.
surgeon serial killer, like,
well, for real.
you know.
Holy crap.
Oh,
Yeah.
you enjoy cutting people with a blade?
Yeah. And I just watched there. I think it was on Netflix. You know, they're always like revisiting it because it's so fascinating and so fun to consider. Like, who the fuck did it?
Right.
And they mentioned that apron that was like left somewhere, one of the scenes of the crime, and they were just like, it was probably this type of person or a barber or whatever. And you just think, yeah, who? Well, Aaron Kosminski.
Yeah. So
that's classic Aaron.
Right. Very close to Kaczynski, which is, you know.
Oh my God, right. Those Eastern Europeans. Yeah. None of them in trouble.
Yeah. So
I'm glad we sorted that
interesting?
out.
So I think there's going to be a good Netflix documentary that comes out, or there should be.
Yeah.
Because I hope people are just as interested when we find out who did it.
Well, yeah, because I want to know, like, what was his story?
Absolutely. I want to know what about his relatives. I want to know.
Why did he hate women?
Like, oh, yeah.
Because those people that kill prostitutes are, I mean, the only reason they kill them is just because they can get away with it easier.
Right. And
it's not as if they usually specifically hate sex workers.
Right. They're the vulnerable population, and nobody will come looking. And absolutely,
yeah,
that's it.
So you think, what the hell happened to you, Aaron?
How many people did he murder?
A lot. I think like 10.
Oh my goodness.
Let's look.
Okay, let's look.
Yeah.
Find out.
I'm like adding victims for no
Right.
reason, but that's what it feels like. It feels like 10.
I'm going to say this is going to sound so fucked, or this is so fucked up, but I feel so desensitized to violence that when you said 10, when you said a lot,
like,
my mind went to like 50.
Oh no, not 50. Didn't do
And that
50.
is fucked up. I hate that is the world that we live in, where
maybe too it's because
many
like
people.
I mean, that was a long time ago, and we're still talking about it.
Well, and okay, and the way. Oh yeah, you were throwing in a few extra 5.
Yeah, 5. All right. Yeah. Well, you said 50, Sarah.
I know. I threw a whole 0 on there. Right. I totally I thought 50 would have been crazy too, but
I think there was
5 is a lot.
At
One
least
is
one
too many.
There was at least one though that escaped.
Yeah, all but one were mutilated. They said.
I think that he tried to kill at least one other person, and she was able to get away. So it was more. He attacked more than 5, but
yeah,
he was something. That guy.
Woo! So now we know.
Yeah, now we know. Thank you, Sarah, for that update.
Yeah. So there you go. Solved.
Case closed.
Case closed. You're welcome.
We worked really hard on that.
Yeah. Hey, but remember when we read the book I'll Be Gone in the Dark?
Yeah.
By McNamara.
Yeah.
And she was hunting the Golden State Killer. And then the month that we chose that as our book club pick, she actually did.
Yeah, they caught him after her death.
Yeah, or she passed away.
She passed away.
Yes.
But the book came out. We picked it for our book club, and then that month he was caught.
Yeah, because of something that she had like led them on to, right?
They caught him because of DNA in, like the blood.
Yeah.
Genealogy companies, but I forget which company it was, but they
it
had
was genealogy.com or something like that, or ancestor. Like it wasn't 23andMe, it was whatever the other one is.
Yeah, certain ones like allow police to access their data, and they were one of them, and it fucking paid off. Yeah, and he was like a regular dude with like kids and adult kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he was just like,
wasn't he like police force? Wasn't he like somehow like involved with something like that?
Weirdo.
Yeah, it was like that. Oh gosh, another one. Positioning yourself in
it's always who you most suspect.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've solved that murder, what other fun things do I talk about? Oh, this is a real cute story. So, in the Czech Republic, there was a big problem that was going on with some of the waterways, and the city really needed to build a dam. They really needed to build infrastructure and whatever it is, do some city planning, because the waterways were causing damage. There were floods that were happening. Getting these papers filed was taking years. It had already been through like 5 years of red tape. Just this past season, the job was completed. Not by any government officials, but by beavers.
No.
A colony of beavers came in and built a dam that effectively solved a long-standing government challenge.
That's so annoying.
What? I think it's the greatest story ever.
It's so great, but I'm annoyed at the government for being like that.
Me too. And don't you think that this is all governments? Like the Czech Republic is not a one-off of governments that are like,
Yes, I do.
Have you ever seen a beaver in action?
I can't say that I have.
Those guys are
They are efficient.
funniest. They are so efficient. They are the funniest things to watch. Because one time I was camping at a spot and there was a beaver. It was right where there were a bunch of beaver dams. And I wake up in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. and I hear like this, like the tail like slapping on the water. I'm like, oh, something's out there. And I look out there and sure enough, there's this beaver. And this guy looks so... He looks like a disgruntled worker. He looks like he's so fed up at like that the logs are way over here and he's got to bring those all the way over here. And he's just like, oh God, well, let me go get that one. And it is the funniest, cutest thing in the whole entire world. I love them so much. They're so important. They solve so many problems in water management.
Assholes? Am I remembering wrong? Are they kind of like pieces of shit, those guys? Or are they real nice?
I mean... Depends on how you define pieces of shit. I feel like they're not the cuddly, friendly type, but
yeah, they got shit to do though. It's all right.
They have shit to do, and I think that they're. I want to say that they're like they have little dens, like beaver den, like little.
Yes, they do.
You know, so I think that they like having their little space, and they don't like their space to be invaded. And I
mean, it sounds like me, really.
I know. I get
they work
them.
hard. They're organized.
Seem like they would play hard.
They're on a mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play hard.
And just like the things that they know how to do, like they'll cut trees just right to the perfect
dimensions,
depth, and then go to the other side and like, blink, and then it falls over. Like they are lumberjacks.
Yeah.
It is really crazy. If you really look at like what, watch like a BBC, little like special
Wild
on
Kingdom
beavers
or something.
Yeah, and it really cracks me up, those little guys, the way that they...
Why do they love dams so much though? They love damming things.
Well, I mean, I think that's how they make their little dens.
That's where the den is.
That's where the den is inside the dam.
It's a weird way to live though.
So,
it's a weird
but think about
system.
how important that is. They are responsible for causing all of the little, like if you look at an aerial view of, I did this in Colorado with some of the, because I wanted to know where all the beaver dams were, like, and so there's this aerial picture that showed the before and after of what it looks like when the river is running through there, like after the snow melt, and it's just like creating these huge marshlands that don't help the environment as much. And so the beavers come in and they're like, oh, I'll put a little dam in here and I'll put a little dam over here. And then they create the little ponds and the little pools that are just the perfect little watering holes. Mm-hmm. And it's the best. They help. They help so much. And you think about that, these animals that feels like their job. They are compelled to do that.
That's right. Sarah, it's funny that you say that because you're telling that story when he was like fed up.
Right.
But he's like, I got the logs.
I gotta do this.
I thought about how we're often saying that this feels like a simulation. It feels like we don't have free will and that like we just have to do this stuff. And it's like, maybe it's just instinct, like rather than some sort of like overlord.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think squirrels are the same with burying those damn acorns. Because aren't they responsible for like a third of all the trees that come up? Because like they forget where they put them, and because of them, that's how we get like trees and that oak trees and shit like that. Because
so
we need the squirrels to like plant the trees.
It's the same vibe where they're just like, I got to do this. I don't want to, but I have to.
I have to.
Like Lincoln the other day got in trouble because he threw a pencil. And I said to him, didn't you say to yourself, my mom would not like this? And he said, I did. And I said to myself, she wouldn't. like this. And then I did it anyway.
Oh, no.
And I said, why? And he was like, I just had to. And I was like, I hate that that's relatable. You know what I mean?
But you know what's good about that is that the self-awareness is there.
I guess.
Because that introducing the idea that you're aware of your own thoughts in that moment is the step before making a decision of what you're going to do in that moment. Because that's, I've always, well, not always, but I've shared that. Maybe I've shared it on here. Maybe I just shared it on the other podcast. That Hole in the Sidewalk poem.
I haven't heard this.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so.
You're like, well, I have a poem for you?
Do I have a little poem for you? You walk down the street. There's a hole in the sidewalk. You fall in it. You get upset. You blame everybody. Why is there this hole?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me pull it up so I read it exact.
Oh, okay,
because,
yeah. Pull it up. Because this just sounds like something I need to hear.
Yeah,
I got to be honest with you.
You're gonna love it, actually.
I hope so. I love this wine, too. This champers that I got for Sarah's birthday because she said she was going to drink, and I see no booze happening.
I did. I drank in my crossword puzzle cup. It was a hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps.
Right. Then I'm fine with it.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. You're not. I won't make you drink alone. Okay. So here's how it goes. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It takes me a long time to get out. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see that it's there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open.
Shit.
I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Mm-hmm. I walk down another street.
Okay.
Isn't that good? So we're
good.
all at different parts of that.
Are you sure, though, that everyone progresses? I fall in holes like several times sometimes.
Yeah, I think that sometimes you will do it a few times until you get to that but we're
next
all
stage.
at one of those stages.
Yeah.
And so the good news is after the and
eventually.
Yeah, and if you are at the I see it, my eyes are open. I know I have a choice. I'm still going to do it. It's a habit. Like, I know it's my fault.
Yeah.
I know I did it. I get out immediately. That's him talking about it. That's him being open and sharing with you. Being like, Mom, I knew I shouldn't have, but I did it. That's the next step before I walk down the same street. I see the hole. I walk around it. But it's also saying that he has come from those other two places. The not even being aware or being aware, pretending he doesn't see it, so it shows that there's been growth.
Well, and sometimes part of the reason that we do make that mistake or habit over and over and not just once is because sometimes it's like a hole, but there's like cake at the bottom. Like there's something appealing.
That's such a good way to put it. Yeah.
It's not just like painful. There's something in there that sometimes lures you.
It's such a good point. They need to, that I would expand on that.
And I know what it is in his, like peer.
Right.
He likes to make people laugh and whatever. Right. And so that's very tempting and is sometimes outweighed by like, my mom wouldn't love this. So,
dude.
Yeah.
He and I would be a terrible combo in elementary school. I was the laugher who got in trouble for laughing. Still did that on the real world.
Media.
Right. Yeah. Yes. I will forever be in trouble for being an audience, laughing
she loves
along
other people's naughtiness, which is part of why we're friends.
So I could just see, honest. I would be like, when Lincoln did anything, and then he would keep doing it because I'm laughing.
Right.
I'm an encourager.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be, but oh God.
Yes. But
I also know when somebody's trying to make a joke and then I feel like I am helping them out.
It's a nice thing to do.
It's a nice thing to do.
We appreciate you.
Just a courtesy laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
That got me in trouble.
The Beavers illustrate how sometimes things just feel like you have to do them.
Yep.
Even when you don't want to. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm building another dam.
Yeah. all those animals and their like internal compasses and like the things that they're like those fucking eels where they all go to one place, the Sargassum Sea or whatever like that it is called. And like
birds,
the migrations. You know what movie I want to see again? Do you remember that movie with Anna Paquin that was called like Fly Away Home? That was we talked about it on this podcast because it was based on a real story of a guy who was helping birds whose migratory patterns were changed because of climate change, and he like flew with them to guide them.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember this?
I remember that. Yeah.
I remember that being such an amazing movie, and I want to see if that holds up.
You should watch it again. How about for your birthday?
Yeah, a nice little birthday throwback. You know.
That's nice, Sarah.
Yeah. In my dance party, I took out my stuffed animal Lammy and I held his little arms and I swung around in a circle with him. And then I gave him a little, and then I put him back in his spot because I was like, I'm celebrated. We're gonna get who else needs to celebrate? Oh, Lammy, come here. And I did like spun around, and I was like, oh, imagine how. No wonder I threw up. I was like spinning in circles.
Yeah.
And imagine me just like spinning, like the POV. I should do that, a POV camera of what it looked like with me like spinning around with little Lammy.
Yeah, I was just thinking about we have 99 over here, and like when the carbon monoxide detector went off when we were out there sitting in the car waiting for the fire department, and he was like, I should have brought 90.
Oh, absolutely.
And that feeling of like, I didn't save my best friend from carbon monoxide.
Oh.
But like how that stays with you. It doesn't matter how old you are. There's
absolutely.
This thing like, oh wait, I forgot a family member.
And you have to protect it at all costs. One of the side effects of when my estrogen is off, like too low of estrogen, I will get anxiety, like really bad. So my estrogen levels were all off, and I was having terrible anxiety that day. And I had taken Lammy out of the car from the sleepover, accidentally dropped her in the mud and the snow, and was like, ah! And then had to like come up and wash her. Did I ever say this? I was too scared at that moment. The anxiety was too high. I couldn't put Lammy in the washing machine because I was scared. What if her head comes off?
Well, for real.
I'm too anxious and I can't handle this kind of stress right now. So I hand washed her because I was like, if my pet's heads literally fall off, I will lose it.
Right. We've made that joke too many times.
I was like, I'm asking for it at this point. Like, you are getting line dried, and I am being extra careful. And if there were a fire, that should go to fire safe box.
Yeah, I don't think.
And it's lasted 30 years.
For real. What if something happened?
Don't even put it out there. It won't. Lammy's like, fine.
Do you know what brand Lammy is, though? Because, like, you know how we have, like, replacement 99s?
Maybe. It wouldn't be the same.
Our 99 is from Kohl's, and its name is Click Clack in real life.
I wonder. It'd be hard to find, like, the old... I'm sure I could. I'd just take a little Google reverse image search. But I'll find it.
Yeah. I mean, not that it would be the same, but, like...
Oh, it wouldn't be the same.
It's still nice to have a collection.
Feel the same. Yeah. And she wears a sweater that was on my little brother's toy bear growing up that I was like, Lammy's naked. Give me that. I put it on my Lammy. And forever it stayed. And so
these things are important.
They are. And you know what? I'm the older I got, the more I was like, it's fine. You can like dance with Lammy. Who fucking cares?
For sure.
Who's going to be like,
I think that makes more sense than like paying your fucking water bill. You know what I mean? Like, why are we doing that? That's stupid.
Right.
Like, if you really think about it.
Yeah. Right. That's exactly it. Thank you for always supporting me. Okay, what else? I think I have some more things to tell you about. Oh, this is a good one. I listened to another really good podcast that was called To Die For. And it is about unraveling the world of sexpionage.
Sexpionage?
Yes. So this is by, what does he work for? New York Times or NPR something? Neil Strauss, you know who he is? He's like, I want to say he's New York Times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so he did this whole podcast that dives into what he calls the clandestine realm of Russian intelligence.
Good grief.
So the podcast focused
It's like
on
James Bond shit.
It is like James Bond on another level, and it is real. It is happening.
Yeah, we should get involved in that.
And Susie,
I feel like there's money involved. Like, right?
Let me tell you,
I would be great at that.
So you're already doing it.
Oh,
Susie.
I
The
had no
story.
idea.
So the story follows this woman named Aliyah Rosa, and she is a self-proclaimed sex spy who was trained by the KGB, and she shares this journey through the world of sexpionage and how she got into it, how her father was in the military, and how this is like the path that a lot of young Russian people follow. And they go into these like sleeper cell kind of like secret agent, wink, wink positions. I mean, they called him the Swallows. And I was like, that's a little too on the nose, if you ask me.
For real?
Yeah.
Did they acknowledge that that's funny?
No, not one time in the whole thing.
That's
I was
rude.
like, come on. And I think there was a movie that came out that was called like Red Sparrow that's kind of a hint at some of this. This is so like widespread and effective that on the show they had the former he was like the counterintelligence director of the FBI for like Russian counterintelligence director for the FBI, and he was talking about how at so many like big companies and big agencies, they have to go in and give them trainings on how to avoid being victims of these people, men and women.
God.
Mostly women who, take advantage of the men. And they talk about, so she goes through all of her.
I love that they have to tell these fucking idiots.
Oh,
like,
for sure. They're like
head in the game.
And they've done, and she's done such a good job. Like they train them so well where they will make it so their mark comes up to them. They never approach the mark. Like they're that good. And
I have missed my calling.
Susie, when she was describing how they do it, what they do, I was like, wait a sec. That sounds like every first date I've ever been on. They were like, so there was one part where she goes, I was trying to make him fall in love with me. And I asked the one question that we were taught in our training is the thing that will make any man fall in love with you. Mm-hmm. Could you guess what it is? The question that you ask them that would make them like, oh, I love you so much. You're the one.
Oh, God. So it's a question.
Yes.
That makes them fall in love with the woman.
Yes. That would make them like attached to the woman.
Something about like, I hate them. Like, but I love them. And then I hate myself for loving them.
Oh, God, it's so good.
I mean, it's something indulgent that makes them feel fucking special.
Yep. And think about like, if a man's not in love with a woman, he's usually in love with his mother. So imagine like that kind of
Tell me.
When you were a little boy, what
my God.
was your dream? What did you dream of?
They're so stupid.
You know how many fucking times I've asked that? Like when you grow, like I was like,
what did you want to be?
What did you want to be when you were a little? Like, oh my God, I was like, no
dumb.
wonder I didn't know. I was using the like just in my normal get to know you chit
really,
chat.
we're just like killing dead air because Lord knows they're not asking anything.
I had no idea. My efforts to just continue the conversation so we weren't fucking bored on our first Hinge date was really what was like making them all.
I have this lady that I'm friends with who's single, and she posts the funniest videos on her Insta story about like these dates that she gogoes on because it is bleak out there. And she's
with men. Let me tell you,
with men.
If you even think if you've even stared at a woman's butt and been like, "Ooh, that looks nice," or you've even thought, "Wouldn't it be nice to kiss a girl?" Fucking go on a date with a woman. Go on a date. I am telling you, if you think, "Oh no, I couldn't do that," think about what you have done to men.
Yeah.
And trust me, It's so much
you
nicer.
Can do it.
You could do it. It's the best in the whole world.
And she said, I would like someone to tell men 3 words that could improve the conversation on a date. What about you? They do not have any curiosity about your interior life whatsoever.
Chaperone did a whole song about it.
For real.
And there I was with my heels on, my hair straight. And this man didn't dance. He didn't ask me a single question. And he was wearing these fugly jeans. But that's okay, because he didn't have what it takes to be with a girl like me. Okay, there you go.
I mean, it's true, Sarah. That's why these sex spies work, because they're so stupid.
Right.
Sorry, if you're listening and you are a man, we are not talking about you.
No, you are great. You are wonderful. You are a perfect, sweet angel.
And you would ask us about our interior
Absolutely.
lives.
You're listening to this. You get it. We're talking about that other
You know them.
kind. You know them.
You don't like them either.
You don't. Ugh. Right.
Sarah. So this is like big business.
Big business. But
Works every time. Right?
Yes, totally.
What did you dream of when you were a boy?
Right. But the podcast itself has sparked some debate. There's some people who think, how could this be a real story? How could she have done all this and freed herself from that life? And now she's like on social media and people are thinking, did she just make all of this up? I mean,
Oh, yeah. It's so hard to believe
Right.
that this is effective.
right. Like, who's saying that this is made up? And the things that she talks about are so consistent with just
Like,
a
every
female's
woman is
lived
like,
experience.
yeah, that tracks.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
It was really, really, really good. It was, I want to say, maybe like 8 episodes, maybe a little bit more, but they're quick. They're probably like 28-minute episodes.
That's
you
why
hear from
porn
her.
works.
Right.
Right?
Oh, if you are also even somebody who's like looking for like maybe struggling with, I don't know, finding that like sexy person in you, I feel like you can listen to this and get a few pointers, because she talks about like what men actually find sexy, what clothing, how
What does she say?
to make that they are more interested in the idea of something than actually seeing something. So like a white button-down shirt and a pencil skirt is
It hits every time.
Yeah. And that red lipstick is the way to go, because they're always thinking about other lips.
Sure are.
Yep. And then creating competition in an environment. So if you like one person in the group, then you talk to everybody but that one person. And then, like it's a formula.
It's a game.
And it's totally a game. And she has it all figured out. And it was very, very interesting.
That's a good tip.
It was pretty cool.
Wow. Good
Check it
tip.
out. Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
You did good, even though it was your birthday. You worked your ass off.
Oh, I feel like I got to bring it for my birthday.
You did a really good job.
Thanks. Can't let them down.
Oh my God.
Starting it off strong. Started off strong.
Horn. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Sarah. We love you so much. We hope this is
Thank you.
your best year yet. And I feel like it will be, because
feel like it
fuck,
will be.
you just keep like
225.25. What's better? It's a good number.
Ooh, that is a great one.
I know. It feels so good. And how about this? It's also the same day of the week that I was born on, Tuesday. Coming up on a Tuesday.
It's lucky, man.
Right.
All right. People, if you want to give Sarah a birthday present, you should check out our candy codes. Use them if there's anything of interest to you. Leave us a great 5-star review. Subscribe.
A birthday review?
Yeah, leave a birthday review. Join our patreon.com/braincandy if you want reality TV content. Do something like that.
That would make my birthday dreams come true.
Yeah, right? Okay. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.